Wazza! Welcome to my most ambitious work yet, a ranking of a bunch of music that I like. That's right, folks, I've taken on this project as a huge undertaking for the past few months. I've got to say, reviewing each one of them like this has given me a deeper appreciation for all of them, even for the ones near the bottom. Speaking of which, just because something is at the bottom doesn't mean that it's bad or I don't like it. If I didn't like something, it wouldn't even be here. Yep, so we're going to work from the bottom up, and I've divided placements into tiers as well, for easier references and as pauses. Are you ready? Comfortable? Strapped in? Who cares? Here we go! Up first, we got Death by Glamour from Undertale. Don't ask why I chose the rabbits meme for this, I just thought it'd be funny. Anyway, this one's frequently used in a lot of memes, and it has that super catchy main melody which everyone likes. I do like how it builds, but honestly I think it builds way too far, way too fast. And the second half of this song's kinda lame, bogus Undertale music. Hot take, I really don't like Undertale. And you know what, there'll be weirder takes than that coming up. How do I know? I'm recording this one last. Okay, now we get into some real music. No offense to Fox and Undertale fans, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, this is Funk Hole, a pretty heavy song from the Destroyed series, so it's quite a popular dubstep track. It's got a weird vibe, like it sounds quite organic and beastly, kind of sampling in some weird raw sounds in and around the climax. This is an animated level from Project Arrhythmia Black Heart, I believe. I'm not really sure, I don't know too much about it. Right, another one of these. Honestly, not a lot comes to mind here, and Medusa's definitely not even close to as good as F77's Magnum Opus, which we'll get to later. I do like the energy of this song though, like it doesn't have a single quiet bit, which I really appreciate. Sometimes I need something that I can motivate myself with or can just be background noise, you know? There's also a pretty cool animation, I suppose. Well made, but not very specific to the song, unlike the previous one, Funk Hole. This is a Project Arrhythmia level, I believe, and there are two more of those coming up in D tier actually, so stick around if you want those. Oh man, I wanted to talk about this song. So this is one of the more recent additions to my collection. A very intense EDM sort of dubstep collab with some cool medieval themes sprinkled in. I actually love this one a lot, so much so that I use it in stop motion, but even with how cool and epic it sounds, there is just one problem. The second half of the song is straight cheeks. I don't understand how they could fumble this much on the second climax, it sounds terrible. I mean, like, the very last bit isn't so bad, but most of that section is just kind of uncomfortable, I almost always skip it. Yeah, this one relies on the first half. You know, for the quantity of Just Shapes and Beats tracks that are on this list, I'm surprised that the worst one is only here and not right at the bottom. This one is a remix of a Shovel Knight song used in a Just Shapes and Beats update. And it's alright, like, it's kinda short and only really has one good bit bringing it up, so I think it's kind of using its lack of character to slot it down here. Yeah, there are going to be a lot of spots on this list taken up by these pink and black animations, so yeah, definite epilepsy warning if I haven't done that already. I really like Just Shapes and Beats, man. Why can't they make more levels or a sequel or something? It's one of the best rhythm games of all time. Well, I mean, this one doesn't really need an introduction, does it? This is a meme that got really popular about a year ago, and I've just sort of intermittently listened to it now and again. As, you know, it's only like 30 seconds long, pretty harmless. You know, yeah, it's catchy, it's funny, it's Asgore runs over death with lyrics. What am I really supposed to say about this that hasn't already been said? Funnily enough, not the only short meme song in D tier. La 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 lava, chicken. Steve's Lava Chicken is a very catchy song. I can't play the original because of copyright, but that is the one I'm talking about. I mean, I don't really know what you want me to say about this one, like, it's Steve's Lava Chicken jingle from the Minecraft movie. It's like an hour away from Chicken Jockey, I can't take it seriously. Nice guitar and good vocals from Jablinski Games, I can't believe he got an acting role in this movie, good on him. Ah yes, the second Just Shapes and Beats song on the list. I'd get used to it, they are very frequent. This one is quite popular, and for good reason. It's got cool Mission Impossible vibes, and the original level and this coffee crumble animation encapsulate it perfectly. Despite this, I do think the climaxes and the second build-up do kind of lose the plot a little, but they get a bit too crazy and they don't really fit the rest of the theme. I do still really like it, and I think this is probably like one of my top 10, and it's definitely my friend's favourite track from the game, so yeah, maybe some bias. Behold, the first SMG4 song on the list. One of 7, I believe. If you don't know what SMG4 is, first of all I have pity on you, but I also don't really have time to explain what it is, so just find the channel, it's great, trust. Anyway, this is the oldest WOPy rap of theirs that was released to streaming, and the oldest of theirs on this list. And yeah, it doesn't really hold up. I like the jazziness and some of the lyrics are smart, but it still has the aura of the old WOPy raps, like in 2018 and previous years. It's a good song in context though, probably the best time to have a rap battle in all of SMG4. Right, so this is an unofficial, very niche remix of Wicked, which is a song you might want to remember for later. This version by Philly Z isn't exactly bad, but it is the worst version of it that I know of. No offense to this guy though, I think he nailed the speed and the rhythm and the sound choice. My main quarrel is the sound balancing. Like, the build-up is much louder than the climax, which is heresy compared to the original Wicked. and it's also really short, and you don't really get enough time to savour and appreciate this version. I still like it though, makes for a decent mashup with the original. Oh boy, Party Time! This one's got such a big personality, it's just oozing with unique stuff. Surprisingly, I'd say the build-up is actually as good, if not better than the climax of this song. It's super catchy, and it doesn't really change for the worse on the second bout. That's not even saying that climax is bad, it's just kind of edgy and intense. It makes a surprisingly good pairing with Final Boss, which we'll get to later. This animation and the next one are also both from Project Arrhythmia, which I've heard is now called Afterbeat. It looks pretty good with some cool tying in lore that I can't be bothered to understand. And at the top of D tier we got Nautilus, one of the longest surviving songs on this list for being this low down, but very mixed in its performance I'd say. The climax is great, pretty standard, but it tries some new stuff, which I appreciate, it really fits the vibe. The actual problem is the rest of the song. The opening takes way too long, and it's not really like anywhere close to intense like as the climax. I mean, despite this, the build-up and like this bit that we just had with, you know, that one, it's very satisfying, so it's better than Party Time. The quiet bits just piss me off with how slow they are. Okay, damn, chill out past me, jeez. Anyway, that's it for D tier. I'd honestly be surprised if anyone stuck around this long. I feel like people have either left or skipped to the number 1. Don't you go and do that though, stay with me. Alright, so moving into C tier, we have generally more chill songs with a lot of older meme music sprinkled in, so get ready to see some songs you might recognise. Lastly, I just want to say a quick thanks to any returning viewers of my channel. I'm super grateful for the support that I've had and all the feedback that some people have given in comments and stuff. I really like it, especially you Empire's Undergrowth people, you guys are the goats. Alright, moving into C tier we have April Showers. I always feel so weird for liking this song because it's not really me, but at the same time I can't deny how undeniably chill and relaxing it is. You know, we've all got one of those. I just kind of heard it one day and was like, hey, that's pretty good. And it just sort of became a once-in-a-while type song. It's got a slow blend of old-timey themes and some modern beats, and I appreciate it for that. But this is by far the most repetitive song on this list. Like, it's the same melody for 4 minutes straight, it's nutso. Still good enough for C tier though. Now this is a pretty niche one, eh? So this is an original song by the Stupendium about TF2. Honestly, it's probably the best TF2 song I've ever heard. It's quite casual, like all the mercenaries are very laid back in their verses. My favourite verse has got to be the engineers though, like man is killing it with the lyrics and the accent. Speaking of the singer, Stupendium also voices a certain character in a certain show that I'll talk about later. I gotta say, he's doing a very good job. I'm not really a big fan of the chorus sections here though, as the novelty of the jokes is kinda worn off. I've known this song for several years now. So, Press Start is a pretty well-known song, a very popular EDM, don't get me wrong, but this is not it. This is a remix of it, I think made by Dex Arson and released by MDK. And I'd say they made it much better. It's super intense and heavy, one of the loudest and most in-charge songs on this list. When I first discovered it, it definitely changed something in me. It made me more open to some dubstep stuff, but at the end of the day, it's still just kind of standard dubstep. This remix also overhauled the structure, making it way more simple and normal, much like the 2 songs coming up. Man, I feel kind of bad for Sugar Rush, as it was used in just shapes and beats, but only like 20 seconds of it. Not even the good parts, just like the start and the end, and those bits are very standard beats. The climax is quite catchy and energetic, but it's kind of loud, like weirdly so. Due to this, it kind of becomes noise sometimes, and I completely float through it. It's a surprisingly good song for mashups though, with a common beats per minute, and a standard structure. I still think it's very underrated despite that, and more Just Shapes and Beats players need to listen to this song. Oh boy, another EDM song. 2 in a row, wow, how lucky. Okay, well, this is Pixel Rave, and it's probably the most standard electronic song that I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's just so normal, and like at times it's a really good thing, especially when I haven't listened to it in a while, but most of the time it just becomes a bit of a snooze fest. This animation you see before you is actually a collaboration between many Just Shapes and Beats animators, like Coffee Crumble, Beautiful Ways, Admin Does Stuff, and more. They're all doing a really good job. Not all the boss interpretations vibe with me though. Frontline as a big band cover, it's a great remix of a song from Empires of the Undergrowth, an indie RTS about ants, which I'm pretty sure like 90% of you guys will know about already. Because of this, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, just know that it's one of my favourite games of all time. This cover by Tallyho Tuba was certainly surprising to come across, and the swing and the flow of the melodies fits perfectly with Frontline, but it's quite repetitive at times, more than the original, and this one lacks much intensity that both the original and other big band covers have, so I can't afford to place it any higher. Right, I'm not going to spend too long on this one because it's kind of boring, but basically, Chest is a quite short and simple song that blew up over a year ago with that rat dance meme, and then it kind of fell off. Despite it not being as popular anymore, I still quite like it. I think the upbeat tones and the notes, they fit really well with the low and deep piano in the back. It's quick, and it reminds me a lot of Crab Raid for some reason. I tried to mash them up, but alas, it's impossible. For me at least, I don't know, someone else can try. But yeah, pretty good song. Nice chill vibes. Dragonfly. The final boss clone. I mean, the totally different and unique song that just happens to be the same person who made Final Boss. I don't want to compare them too much, but this is definitely the worst of the two. The start and the end of this one are way too long. The end goes on for like a minute. Climax, it lacks the epicness of Final Boss, you know, it doesn't have that escalation. I do quite like the use of the guitar throughout though. I think it sells the vibe that this song is going for, though I'm not really sure what that vibe is. Climax is also really repetitive. Groovy and snazzy, but repetitive nonetheless. Alrighty, next is the jungle nighttime action theme from Empires of the Undergrowth. And despite its niche nature, I think it's actually one of the best games of all time, with great dynamic music. This one's actually pretty chill and catchy for an action theme, with some very fitting instruments and sounds for a jungle at nighttime. But it is quite slow and long. I often tune out to it. I will say though, the flute solo near the middle is amazing. It helps put this theme on the list and making it better than most other tracks from the game. Next up is Hype! Yeah, that's the name of the song. And it's a pretty good one at that. It's a pretty simple sort of crazy disco house lifting song with vibes that would go crazy at a party. This animation was done by Coffee Crumble, the GOAT, and I would say that it is a slightly better interpretation than just Shapes and Beats level, just a little bit. This ending bit here is also quite experimental with a background of sorts. Very unlike the Shapes and Beats, but still pretty cool. I also think it's kind of funny how the boss flies around with propellers, but yeah, overall just a pretty cool song. To the Bone! Such a classic meme song. Reborn with a new animation, but unable to escape all the bald memes. Dan's jokes are still kinda getting me in this, as does his banter with Papyrus, and the backing music is also pretty good. I don't really find it as funny as I used to though. I do know that this one cover of it exists on YouTube where Sans just keeps singing about balls and Papyrus is getting weirded out and trying to stop him. I think that's pretty funny, especially with the low quality mic that it has. Okay, I'm getting off track. You know, as far as Empires of the Undergrowth music goes, this one's actually really good. One of the best in the game actually, but when it's stacked up against everything else in this list, I can only justify it being here. I do really like the usage of the violin, or some kind of string instrument here. It really carries the track and gives it that tension a final level really deserves. The climax being a remix of the former Carrion theme is my favourite touch, but it does sort of get broken up by these smaller sections, so it's only kinda good. But still one of the best in Empires of the Undergrowth in my opinion. You know, when I got the idea for this video, I thought an iconic song like this would be way higher, but alas, 'tis not. The creepy rap is pretty good, don't get me wrong, but I'd say it struggles to stand the test of time. It's really quite simple and repetitive and surprisingly short. The animation by the goats at Element Animations is not very good, to be honest. I will say though, the lyrics and wordplay of this rap are insane, some of the best on this list. Occasionally having that Danpole problem though, of being kind of unintelligible. Don't hate me. Alright, we've reached the second SMG4 track on the list. So Objection is obviously courtroom themed, with tying up the arc about SMG4 getting sued by Nintendo. I really liked it initially when it came out, as it has decent wordplay and it's quite catchy. It's a big step up from the animation quality in the last one. First issue is that it's really generic sounding, it doesn't have a single sound or instrument that's not used in the other raps. And secondly, I think it's just kind of not funny anymore. The jokes about the channel are a bit weird and boring enough. But then the cast roast each other makes me want to tear my skin off. Oh my god, it's so cringe, they really dropped the ball with that. Well now, in the honourable number 50 spot, we have Dan Bull's rap about the Minecraft Warden, Quiet Please. Despite it seeming a little bit cringe here and there with a slightly janky animation, I would say it actually has a decent aura and enough swaz and style to get it this high. Other than its threatening vibe, it's actually quite a normal song. A typical structure and typical pacing, but some of the lyrics are kind of funny and the wordplay is pretty good in this specific section. One issue I have with it is that Dan's voice is just so not fitting for a Minecraft Warden, it's a bit unserious. Well, yep, here's another Empires of the Undergrowth big band cover, this time of Cold Blood, one of the best tracks in the game. Once again, Tallyho Tuba cooked here, and it did even better this time. It feels like they learned from the mistakes of the Frontline cover, and they made a better one, with more intensity and more diversity. This could just be Cold Blood not being a repetitive one like Frontline, but I think Tally did a great job making this one feel unique from the other covers and from Cold Blood itself. And at the top of C tier, we have this pretty good classic The Shapes of Beats song. One that I can't really say anything negative about. It's very fast, very lively, it's got quite a merry attitude. This one is animated by Coffee Crumble, the GOAT. It is kinda super short though, one of the shortest songs on this list.
Still barely works with what it's got though. It's pretty catchy and very fun to listen to, I suppose. This bit towards the end here that you're listening to goes crazy hard for no reason. Like, for what purpose? Why?
Phew, and that's it for C tier. We really are in the thick of the ranking now, huh? If you're enjoying this video, do perhaps leave a like, chance a comment, maybe even subscribe. If you did, I take it as a sign to make more long-form content like this. You know, with all these songs showing up that I've used in past mashups, it's kind of inspiring me to make a ranking of my existing mashups that I've made. Would you guys want to see that? It'd be a lot shorter of a video, but it could give some insight into my mashup process. Let me know what you think in the comments. Ugh, interacting with the audience feels kind of weird.
Oh man, B tier starting off pretty strong with Final Boss. Very funny name choice for a song, even though it's not from a game. But it did get used in Just Shapes and Beats, contributing to one of the best levels in the game. I don't know why, but Nitrofun really cooked and brewed up some masterpiece with the second half of this climax. Like, generally a perfect 30 seconds at 2 points of the song. The rest of it is kinda mid and it gets carried by the main bit, but I think it's still enjoyable enough to make it to B tier. Okay, you're gonna have to really bear with me for the Big Dick Randy songs, alright? I'll explain more about what they are later, but basically, this is a rap about a totally real and dangerous figure named Big Dick Randy, who comes out on major holidays, like Halloween, to take people's stuff and sometimes their butts. Yep. Out of the 6 songs, this one's probably the one I like just barely enough to be on this list. It's the shortest one of all, and doesn't really try to do anything out of the ordinary, so actually, it's quite average. Alrighty, so first of all, if you know this song from Geometry Dash, the door is over there. Get out. If you're based and you know it from somewhere else, like Just Shapes and Beats, then surely you understand how great of a song it is. Like, it has undeniable energy and power to it. While the official Just Shapes and Beats level is very lame, animations like these can easily carry it higher. Despite it going so hard, I can't help but occasionally tune out to it. Like, sometimes it does just feel like repetitive noise. But yeah, still a good classic nonetheless.
Well, there's a lot I could say about this one, but to summarise, there has never been a more villain-coded song in all of history. Genuinely, Nintendo must have summoned a demon to make the original or something, because it's just so evil and dripping with malice. Yumu also did a pretty good job remixing this, I'd say to the point of being better than the original, just a little. I love the sweeping deep sounds of the main theme, and the secondary part is super catchy too. Although, it is kind of just the same 40 seconds on repeat, so it can't be that good. This music good bear. Okay, I'm aware that penis music is more of a genre, but this is the best penis music I could find. I just like the speed and all the meme sounds it samples and puts in throughout. It's also not too long, this one, and I never really get tired of it. Yeah, that's it. It's just penis music. I don't have much else to say about it. Holy niche, am I right? So this is an unofficial cover of All I Want for Christmas Is You, themed around a fictional band from the Splatoon universe. Yep. I don't really know much else about this one. I just kind of found it one day and I really liked it. It's got a lot of energy. I like how it respects the Splatoon music, and the rock themes are surprisingly more my style. I do not care for All I Want for Christmas though. It insists upon itself. This one though, it's simple and it works. Oh boy, another SMG4 song. Probably the first one that on this list that I would actually call great, as 2023 was an amazing era for SMG4. It was the first full year that I actually watched it. This one, it's not really a rap battle or a battle rap, it's more of just a song. It's quite unique for a WotV actually. In my opinion, this is also the funniest rap. Like, others are just epic, but this one actually has jokes, you know, it's actually kind of goofy. It's also a pretty unique WotV. Sham wasn't able to vote in the challenge things. Also, I do still think SMG3 and SMG4 need to sing better, that's just my opinion. Now this is probably the definition of average in terms of music on this list. Last Tile falls into the category of being not really that bad at all, but it has one really good bit propping it up. This bit around the middle that it's playing now, it just goes crazy hard, I don't know why. Like, why did they not do more like this throughout that song? It's easily the best part. Other than that, cool coffee crumble animation from the GOAT. Good Just Shapes and Beats level, overall quite pleasing to the ears, and I still don't really know how to describe it to be honest. Congratulations, you reached halfway through the list. Not halfway through the video though. Don't give up, I believe in you. Just like how I believe this scene is absolute cinema! Honestly, everything Shaprillis says about this scene is true. And as much as I like the fairy godmother singing, I think the music on its own is actually good enough. So good that I even used it in the final battle of my stop motions. It's very energetic, never slowing down, and I just love it for that. Probably one of the best movie tracks of all time. Yes, I am using the instrumental of Gangnam Style, not the original, because I don't speak Korean, I don't understand what PSY is saying, and I don't want the association with K-pop. I'm surprised at how hard this slaps though, and for being so old and generationally critiqued, I'd say it holds up. I didn't think I would enjoy it this much after all the memes, but it is still a little repetitive, and maybe that's the fault of the lack of lyrics. I don't know. Not my problem. Not like I chose to listen to the instrumental or anything. Right, this is the last big band cover of Empire's Ending with music on the list, and this one is very special. It's a brief cover of every action theme in the game except for the real final experiment. Most of the mini covers are good, but there are a few lame and boring ones holding it back. My favourite's gotta be Drive Them Back cover. That one is waiting for a full version. Get on it, Tally-Ho Tuba, you're the legend. You're the GOAT! Please make more of these, don't give up. Please, if you're seeing this, please don't make this the last one just because you did them all in one. Please, I beg. Well hey, this is a pretty popular song. A pretty well respected one that's actually kind of old now. Damn. Anyway, Noise Storm cooked up an absolute noise storm here. Satisfying melody and hefty amount of accompanying bass to bounce it out. I call it an oldie and a goldie, but seeing as it's in the first 5 I ever liked, but it doesn't actually feel that old. It's quite a timeless classic that I'd say needs some more love, you know, it's kind of fallen out of favour. Where's the crab rave love, everyone? Now this is an oldie but a goldie too for me. Actually, one of the first 5 or so songs I decided I liked. Almost immediately after seeing this animation, I knew I would like it. There's something so incredibly tough about it that I can't quite put my finger on. Yet it kind of gets undermined by the constant meow sampling. Pretty funny. When I did some research, I was actually very surprised to find that the artist, Azazel, was actually, well, this. Yep, I was surprised too. But hey, I guess never judge a book by its cover, am I right? Alright, so this is the first version of Train Rush on this list. And despite it being shorter and losing a lot of that swing of the original, I would say it makes up for it by bringing in that super deep string sound for some of the tunes. I think it's maybe a cello? And sprinkling in some electronic stuff as well. Kimi did a great job here, especially with the end, but I think they could have stayed on the getting faster over time theme a little bit better, because I don't know, it feels like it's mostly just the same speed for the entire song. Oh yes, Flick of Magic. This is a very catchy short little song by the Examination guys, introducing the villainous duo of Ali and Gazam in their very underrated show Fazbear and Friends. I honestly don't have that much to say about this song, so I'm just going to talk about the show. Honestly, it's super funny. I can tell there's some essence of SMG4 bleeding into it, and we know now that the Z and M of Examination were writers of SMG4, and they created Mr. Puzzles, and the team that created Mr. Puzzles and this new show, and now making another show solely focused around Mr. Puzzles. I'm gonna scream! Okay, simmer down, settle down. Fellas, okay, I want it to be known I've not watched Headman Hotel. Ever. Like, never. And I never will. But that doesn't mean I won't listen to the music from time to time, because this song is actually pretty good. Like, the first half is some great electro swing, and I don't even care what the characters are singing about. I'd place it higher, but the second half is a complete fall-off. Like, they genuinely dropped the ball. They made it very generic. Also, screw that mimsy person interrupting and making it not funny. You know, I was really debating having this one on here, but despite how cringe it undeniably is, I can't help but be biased towards Wolfie Chew. Why? Well, that's because they voice acted SMG4, and they did probably the best job of anyone there. I can't just disrespect the GOAT by not including them, I'm sorry. The song itself, it's catchy, it's kind of J-pop themed, I don't know, got a lot of bass, I like it. Now this is the song of all time, eh? Megalovania is an enduring classic, probably the most famous song on this list, one I've known about since I was a wee lad. And I would have said it deserves this spot no matter when you ask me. If you want to know more about it, I'm sure there are plenty of other videos dissecting this song, it's just so popular. What you'll come to learn, if you don't think so already, is that this song is essentially a genre. Oh yeah, I think Santa's pretty cool as well, even though I haven't actually played Undertale. Well hey, B tier was pretty wild, right? How are you holding up? Not succumbed to the madness of my music taste yet? I hope so, since we basically just passed halfway a couple minutes ago. Right, next is A tier, which is when we start to get into the music that I really like a lot. In terms of diversity, expect more of the same, but when it comes to each individual thing, I'm gonna talk a lot more passionately, as a lot of these things come from hyperfixations and stuff. Please try your best to not get weirded out. There's nothing that crazy coming up, don't worry. Let's get going. Okay, kicking off A tier, we have the Pigman Rap. The best Minecraft song. I will hear no exceptions. This one's just so tight and solid. The instrumentals go hard in every section of the song. I will say though, it's a little hard to hear and understand what Dan the Pigman is saying at times, even after years of listening to it. It's actually the oldest song that I have liked. But, you know, overall it's pretty strong, and I believe it's pretty well liked. Also, Examination, the goats animated this. They're just too good, man, they're great. Okay, so if you don't know who Neurosama is, there are several video essays breaking her down, but I don't have time for that, so for the purposes of this ranking, let's just call her a Vocaloid. So here she is doing a cover of Chinatown Blues with her creator Vedal. They're doing a great job. It's nice of her to finally come out of his shell some more, pun intended. Anyway, this song is super sweet and wholesome. Great fit with the father-daughter relationship Vedal has with Neuro. Okay, honestly, I could go on about them, but at this point, you should just go watch their Twitch. Super engaging, super funny. Ah, the original Big Dick Randy song. Such a beautiful classic. I mean, really, what is there to dislike out this little story? It's just so... Wait, no, don't look behind me. Don't look. Don't do it. Focus on me, focus on my voice. Anyway, this one is probably middle of the range to the ones that I like. Not bad at all, but it could be better. I feel like it takes itself a bit too seriously at times. Still pretty funny, and I even decided to animate this one a while back. Shows how much I liked it, huh? Surprise, it's another Big Dick Randy song. I'm gonna be honest, I took so long to decide which of these two I liked more, so I kinda just lumped them together. To be fair, 3 has some stuff going for it that I like more than 1. I really like the fight between Dig Boy and Randy at the end, and generally all the lyrics are super funny in this one, not just like one segment like in number 2. I do feel like the backing instrumental could use a little bit of work, especially in the second half of the song. Oh, and no, we're not done with Randy on this ranking by the way. There's one more, and, well, we'll get to that. Okay, so the man behind the Judgment Hall is actually surprisingly good in my opinion. Like, you wouldn't expect some unofficial mashup like this to go so hard, but it does. It's so exhilarating, I love it. I would say though, that sometimes it does just feel like noise. Not really noise pollution, that's bad, but just noise. Something you just play in the background while gaming to fill a void. That being said, it's still a great combo of Megalovania, and it's been so long. I mean, Megalovania is definitely a genre at this point, like there's no denying it, there's so many mashups. Okay, bear with me. But this comically sus and overly freaky rap by Hyperbeta actually goes pretty hard. Like, it sort of matches my humour in some places, but most of all, I think it just does a great job of retaining attention. I feel like I never miss a line when I listen to this song. Yeah, those lines are gross and straight up racist, but, you know, humour is subjective, right? Yeah, also this will not be the last time you hear this guy in this video, so strap on in, it'll be coming up soon. Okay, now we're getting to some really good and interesting ones. So this is a pretty repetitive track used for a sort of mini level in the Just Shapes and Beats DLC. And I'd say it fits the chase vibe perfectly, definitely outshining Chipzeal. I hate Chipzeal. Despite it being a bit simple and short, I think it works great for what it is. Like, there's not much about it that I don't like, but overall, it could be like a bit more complex. Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me again. This is that other Hyperbeta song, and it's a lot more than the previous. It's faster, and it somehow has just as, if not even more offensive lyrics. It's shorter, and it has a much cooler instrumental this time. It's much more electrifying. It reminds me of Deadlocked if it was freaky and racist. But don't worry, there's no more of this guy later, but we're not out of the woods yet when it comes to freaky stuff. Alrighty, next on the chopping block is this absolutely breathtaking song called Cascade. I mean, seriously, listen to this segment. It's so magical and beautiful and ethereal sounding, it's still with a sick beat and enough bass to be EDM, I love it so much. This animation's by Coffee Crumble, the GOAT. I'd say it's probably one of his better ones, and the official level in Just Shapes and Beats is great too. Sure, I'm glad it's cheesable, because otherwise it would be extremely difficult. It's such a shame that the good bit of this song is only about like 10% of it. Talk about target demographics, eh? I mean, I'm guessing most of the people watching have heard Running the Show before. As for me, I may be listening to it a bit too much for my own good. This bit near the end is just so catchy, and it feels like a perfect blend of celebrating the digital circus and acting as Kane's own song. I've heard that the Examination team actually helped out with this one. You know, I can definitely see it. both in the wordplay of the lyrics and in the choreography of what Kane's doing. It's awesome stuff. Good job, Glitch. You cooked here. Man, I don't even know where to start here with Overbeat. It's a little hard to explain. So this is a Megalovania-themed cover of the song called High Score, both of which I'd say are great songs, so naturally this is about in the middle of the two on the ranking. I don't know how Cotman does this stuff without getting crazy attention. Bro deserves so much more, my goat! Anyway, yeah, I'm glad that Just Shapes and Beats fandom is aware that Megalovania is a genre, not just a song, because honestly, we need more like this. This is hilarious, this is great. I'm gonna be honest, there are probably better names they could have used for this one, as it's actually quite the opposite of what the name entails. This is a great electro swing remix of Train Rush, but I'm not actually sure if it's used in A Hat in Time because I haven't played it. I sure do love me some electro swing though. I guess I have a bit of a soft spot for it, especially when I feel it reaching deep into my soul like this. It's just so groovy. I love it. Okay, this is the last Has Been Hotel song on the list. I would say probably the best one from Season 2. Personally, I feel like Season 2 was a little bit better than Season 1, but I don't know, I haven't actually watched either of them. This song in particular is super memorable, starting off with the classic villain rising up while playing piano trope, then becoming a bit electro swing, and then full orchestral epicness. So yeah, just sort of better and better as it goes on. The end especially is just so peak, reminding me of another climax to a villain song about a TV-headed character. A better one. Okay, first off, I am aware that this is a remix of a well-known Undertale song. And second, it's so much better, sue me. Honestly, Charbon did a great job turning this mediocre track into one worthy of being a boss fight, in my opinion, just as they did with Le Danse Macabre for the Shovel Knight tracks. This song has some really satisfying power to it, retains the catchy elements of the original, keep most, if not all of it, the same. Just a simple remix that really sells the Lost Chapter DLC of Just Shapes and Beats. Now this is probably the coolest looking Wopfi rap battle SMG4 has ever animated. I mean the sets and the colours and the choreography, it's just so good, man. I'm still geeking out about it. Oh yeah, this is the first time I have to show you Mr. Puzzles. We'll get to him later actually. This song is super catchy and it fits the vibe of a spooky theme park very well. Compared to other SMG4 raps, it does feel like they go through the motions a bit here. Like they have a formula and they've stuck to it, like they did with the previous years, 2023 and 2022. Oh boy, this one's gonna need some explaining. I didn't really want to out myself like this, but yeah, these are VTubers. More specifically the group called The Beasties, which are Monster Girl themed, and they're doing a cover of some other random song I'm not that familiar with. I only watch Tori and Croc, if you know, you know. And honestly, I think all of them do great here. Best singing of the three versions that I've heard, and also the instrumental of this song goes very hard. They just be aura farming this whole time, look at them. Smash, 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 smash. Well, this is a bit of an odd scenario I found myself in, because I don't actually know anything about A Hat in Time, apart from it being quite good apparently. So when I finally learnt that this is where this song was, I did not care. However, the song is still very good, and it pulls off the whole getting faster over time thing much better. I think that leads to it being the best Train Rush version. I think also, I just like the swing and the drums beneath the main tune in this one. They might be what's doing it for me, I don't know. Wicked VIP is very much the, oh hey, it's this one. That's like the reaction I always get when I hear this song. It's quite recognisable, quite iconic, as much as its predecessor I'd say, and I'd say it remixes Wicked much better than Philly Z did, given that this one's actually by Aventa. This animation was also by Coffee Crumble, the GOAT, and was actually the debut of the song I believe, a sort of collab. It was super epic hearing this for the first time. I really liked it at first, but now I feel like the start takes too long and the climax is too short in my opinion. Okay, so Cat Groove is a bit of a weird one for me. I discovered it a couple of years ago, back when it was like quite popular I think, and I really liked it, you know. But then I kind of forgot about it for a while, so I placed it in the top 10 in this video just because, but upon further review, I think I'd still rather listen to number 10 than this. It's got a nice swaggy beat, like nice groovy rhythm. It's better all-rounder than Wicked VIP in my opinion, so I think it belongs here, rounding off A tier. Alright my friends, it's been a long road, and I have been talking for 30 minutes! More actually. Anyway, I bet you're just dying to see which songs I've stuck up here in the glorious, prestigious top 10, and I'm not going to waste your time much longer. You may have already picked up on a few clues throughout the video about songs that I love more than most, and if it hasn't come up yet, well, we shall see. I'm not gonna lie, making a huge project like this has been surprisingly fun at times. I mean, recording 40 plus minutes of lines hasn't, but I do quite like editing, not gonna lie. And starting off the top 10, we have the action theme from the level Frontline from Empire's Undergrowth. For being a 2019 track and one of the oldest on this list, it sure does stand the test of time. Effortlessly blends together themes of war and jungle. Like, it reuses some instruments from the nighttime theme and the action theme of the previous level, The Harvest. It's excellent stuff. I really like this specific section as well. The only problem for me is that it's a little too relaxed. In the context of the game, it's perfect, but for listening, it's not intense enough for me, really. Okay, this is the last Big Dick Randy song on the list, I swear. Man, I'm getting tired of having to censor these. This one is so much better than the others, by the way. It is way faster, it has a much better instrumental, it has absolutely insane wordplay in those lyrics, like genuinely. Dig Bar mastered these. This is the most recent Big Dick Randy song, and it's about Randy chasing Dig Bar out of a Halloween party. Very funny, and it gets super tense towards that climax with the car chase. Great stuff. But it does have a boring intro and end segment holding it back. Alright, I know this sounds bad, but you gotta hear me out. Okay, well, not in that way, I mean, yeah, in that way, but more specifically with the music than with the girl. Okay, I want to make it very clear, I do not play Zone Zone Zero. The only gacha game I need in my life is Battle Cats. I've only really got this one so high up due to its build-up. It's just so well put together. The climax is good too, but I've just gotten a little bit bored of it by now. Honestly, I'm trying to put my interest in this game, as I can feel it making me into a bad person, but I guess I'll just leave the song here for now. Smash. I don't even know where to start with this one. I mean, I've known about Pigeon for years, but I only recently just decided, like, yeah, I'd love to listen to this one frequently. Don't mind this product originally level, by the way, it's just the first one that I found. I really want to play that game, by the way, would you guys want to see that? Anyway, this is a fantastic EDM song, like, they absolutely nailed everything I could want in one. But it is a tiny bit short, and I'm not sure if I can even mash this up. But yeah, very good, very iconic, with lots of different interpretations. Oh, Zero. Man, how the mighty have fallen. Huh. You know, if you asked me in 2022 or 2023, I probably would have told you this is possibly my favourite or even my second favourite song, but time has not been nice to this one. Like, it's really good for SMG4 standards in 2021. Apparently this was made by AJ Desperito, who made the Murder Drones finale music. It shows how much more intense this one is. Like, it feels like a battle rap for the fate of the universe, which it actually is, and not just a rap battle for the future of the channel or something. And once again, the whole gang are putting in their all to sing well. Ooh, new game, now this is a classic. Certified OG. Honestly, it's endured being one of my top 10 songs for literal years. It's just sort of perfect in a way, like, there's nothing I don't like about it. It's so energetic and infectious in its constant change, but it's a bit basic. It follows the exact same expected structure for EDM, and even though it's so catchy and upbeat and groovy, it can sometimes feel like a snooze fest. But Nitro Fun did cook up a storm here, easily his best song by a landslide. Stupidly easy to mash up with, like, ridiculously so. I would also say that it's probably the best level of Just Shapes and Beats. I mean, the official ones anyway. Yippee! Yay! More SMG4! So, this is the last song they ever made, but not the last one on this list. And the final and best WOPFI battle rap. They really pulled out all the stops in 2025. They knew that it was going to be the last one beforehand, before we did. So they brought out all the villains, and they had the whole team singing, and they let everyone get a chance. Except for Mr. Weapons, for some reason. The song is pretty much the embodiment of epicness, with everyone giving it their all for the singing, and an instrumental that instills some real tension. I do feel like sometimes it relies on the vocals a bit too much, and the build-up to the last bout of the song is a little uninspired and boring for me, sorry. I do quite like High Score. Not as much as I did about a year ago when I first found it, but evidently still quite a lot given it's being placed this high. It too is just sort of a perfect EDM song, but it's a lot more intense than the other ones. It sort of veers into dubstep a bit here and there, especially towards the middle. Its high-pitched bit, in particular, is my favourite coming up. It just melts my brain every time. It's got quite a unique BPM actually, I've only heard it in one other song, that being Till It's Over. The structure is also quite regular. It feels more like an OST than a song, which is probably why I used it as a stop-motion finale. But nonetheless, still extremely good, and actually rounding off of S tier. Okay, people, it's almost time for the moment you've all been waiting for. But first, what would a ranking video be without honorable mentions? That's right, bad. Unlike my video, which is good. So allow me to just sound them off in no particular order. Barracuda by Noise Storm. Cold Blood action theme from Empire's Undergrowth. Oh My PC by Lookout 3D, Mountain Dew by Hyperbeta, Boom by Evil Neurosama, Lost in Paradise Cover by Tori Oriane. Yep, that's it. These songs didn't quite make the cut, mostly because I came around on them or discovered them during the recording of this video. Too late for me to edit in. Enough about that, let's get into the final two songs, which at times I'd say are interchangeable, so this is a super difficult choice. Oh boy, here we go! Man, I love Mr. Puzzles, I love Mr. Puzzles, I love Mr. Puzzles. Anyway, man, it's such a shame SMG4 had to end. Yeah, this is SMG4's magnum opus, by a hefty margin, and I recently discovered that it was actually composed by the Examination guys. Good for them, they really know how to make a good short musical number. They're the goats. So, this is the villain song of Mr. Puzzles, the moment his first arc builds up to, explaining his backstory and motivations, which were not good, all things considered. I was a bit disappointed with the writing of the movie, but when I tell you this guy had all the aura back in April 2024, I mean it. Mr. Puzzles is the best TV head on the internet. I will fight for him. I will die on this hill. Anyway, this song had a phenomenal instrumental, which I listened to almost as much as the real thing. I love the blend of jazzy instruments with the electronic elements, and I can't not mention the insane vocal performances from Brendan Blabber and Elsie Lovelock. They're the GOATs! So, you're probably wondering, if I like this one so much, why isn't it number one? Well, it's mostly due to how damn short it is. It's less than 2 minutes. Other than that, this ending goes insanely hard, constantly taking my breath away with how climactic it is. If the whole song was like that, it might reach number one, but for now, number one belongs to... Okay, hear me out. Actually, you don't know. Hear it out. I mean, what needs to be said here? The climax of the song is genuinely perfect, like the most beautiful thing to grace my ears in my entire life. But I'm aware it's a bit much for some people, and this part afterwards tends to get a bit more popularity. I do like how the song has some kind of trap elements to the beat, sort of. I really have no idea what ingredients Avenza used to cook up this masterpiece. Kinda funny how hit or miss that guy is for me, since this and Wicked VIP are the only songs of his that I like. Anyway, this animation is by Coffee Crumble, the GOAT! And it's hard to deny how iconic and perfect this magician theme is. But yeah, this is my favourite song, never pretended otherwise. Honestly, it's not too difficult to mash up, and oh man, I love those loud whomp sounds of the climax. Absolute eargasm. And the general melodies of the song are great too, super catchy and fun. And with that done, the ranking is over. If you stuck around the whole time, or even just skipped the last couple, then thanks, your presence alone is enough for me. If you, for some reason, want a more concise ranking, I should have a tier list up on screen. But that depends on what editing me thinks on the matter. Thanks so much for watching. This was an absolute beast of a video for me. I've never done anything like it, and I don't know if I'll ever do anything like it ever again. Over and out.